This coach-to-coach scenario is focused on how you might coach an employee who is not fitting in with the team. Remember to consider the 6 important questions to determine if you should be the coach in this situation. If you are the right person to coach, take a quick refresher scan of the coaching do's and don'ts before your first conversation on this topic with the employee. Always remember that there are root causes to most of the issues you will face as a coach. And while you do have to focus on the presenting issue, open your thinking to the bigger picture of what may be going on more broadly or deeply with the person. Here are some possible scenarios in which a person is not fitting into a team. It could be that the person is new and has not had sufficient time to build important relationships. The person may be preoccupied with matters and priorities elsewhere, for example, at home or even being overstretched at work. It could be that a team is sending warning signals to a member who begins to push at the team's social order, the things that we call norms. Or the person might be very different to what has been the norm for the team, for example, the first woman or openly gay member. And sometimes, for team members who have been there for a while, newer members are seen to disturb the dynamic a bit. In any of these scenarios, also remember that when a person is having trouble fitting in with the team should also be prepared to take some ownership. Let's walk through the game plan now. The first point in the game plan is to focus on the prize. Your role is to help the person focus on the coaching goal as the prize, something worth striving for. The prize might be a deeper sense of connection and commitment to the team, which can create more positive experiences for the person and begin to shape a different dynamic with the team. Get the person to put the coaching goal, the prize, into their own words. It has to be compelling enough for them personally, something they want to do, to motivate new behaviors and to move them away from the current state. It's okay if the person needs a couple of days to get their head around the prize. The important thing is that they own it as something worth striving for. The second point in the game plan is to prepare for the stretch. The goal here is to agree on the size of the gap between the starting point and the prize. With a person who is not fitting in with the team, the gap will often be related to their mindset, such as when they put negative frames around other team members or the team itself. But it may also be related to a skill that's missing or needs some work, such as the person learning to listen more effectively or knowing how to build trust. With the person's help, your role as coach is to determine the skills that will be stretched, the size of the gap, and specific ways to grow their capability and competence. Have a conversation with the person about it being okay to take some chances and to try new approaches when they're in stretch. With a good game plan in place, the person can come out on the other side of this stretch with renewed confidence and stronger relationships with the team. The third point in the game plan is to reframe the hurdles. In the case of a person who is not fitting in with the team, reframing the hurdles is mostly about attitude and mindset. When a person disconnects from the team, negativity can be pervasive. So an important goal here is to help the person reframe the hurdles, no longer seeing their interactions with their peers as negative obstacles, but instead as positive opportunities. It may also be about the person needing to improve on a particular skill set, which means that they're seen as more credible by the team. In fact, you may want to ask different team members to coach the person or to lend a supportive hand or some encouragement, so that people who were once seen as obstacles are now positioned to help. The fourth point in the game plan is to support the person with straight talk. You do a disservice to the person you're coaching if you sidestep around direct, candid, and timely feedback that is necessary for them to have in order to be successful at their goal. Your role as a coach is to show that straight talk, delivered with care, is one of the greatest gifts you can ever give another person, and you should encourage the team to do the same in the interest of helping the person succeed. The fifth point in the game plan is to lock in the learning. At key milestones, such as overcoming a hurdle, have a focused discussion about lessons the person is learning along the way. The important lessons typically have more to do with how to influence other people, or in some cases, overcoming self-doubt. As the coach, you also want to help explore opportunities for the person to practice and refine a new skill or mindset so that their confidence increases along with their capability. At some point, you may even encourage the person to coach or teach others who are about to embark on the same journey, such as helping a new member who is joining the team. Now that you've given some initial thought to the 5-point game plan, it's time to go in and build it together with the person you're coaching. Remember, your role as coach is to empower the person to take ownership for their own success. Be sure to record your key insights in the journal for future reflection on your coaching skills.